Hello, everybody. What's good? What's goody? I hope you guys are doing well. Hope y'all are chilling. Hope y'all are having a good Saturday. I had something that I want to talk to y'all about. Right? It's Saturday. I'm on my way home from work. I decided instead of falling asleep on the way home from work, I might as well do something a little bit productive and talk to y'all real quick about something. So, this video is a soft response to Boogards' video that he recently made talking about Ranked and how it's so hard, right? Ranked in Season 2 is so hard. I've been seeing a lot of people say this. Yo, Ranked is a wasteland, Ranked is brutal, like I can't get back to the rank I was at, or the rank that I was at is harder, like what's going on? You know, why is Ranked first to 2 in Tekken 8? This shit sucks, like what the fuck? I miss running long sets. And I have something to say to all of that. I got a response to say to all of that. This is honestly barely a response to Boogard himself. But this is more a response to the sentiment of the video and the sentiment of some of the comments that were not pushing back on his point. That was a pothole. And I have this to say to y'all. Ranked is supposed to be hard. Right? Ranked is a competitive game mode where there are stakes, where there is something on the line. And those things that are on the line is your pride, your sense of sanity, and your ranked points. Right? It's meant to simulate a competitive environment, right? And I think for the longest time, Tekken 8 and Tekken 7, after they buffed ranked and increased ranked inflation, was never really that, right? You had infinite rematches. You could like rematch people to death, right? Death matches. And people were using, for the longest time, people were using ranked as a way to learn matchups. And I've never really agreed with that. Ranked is not supposed to be where you learn matchups. Ranked is where you're supposed to apply your matchup knowledge, right? So to explain this to people and to hopefully make my point better, I want to give you guys a little bit of an analogy, right? A little bit of an analogy. And I'm going to start from the beginning, right? I'm going to start from the beginning. I'm going to start with practice mode. Practice mode, right? The thing that most Season 2 Mighty Rulers and below are afraid of. Hell, I'd even argue that most blue ranks are afraid of it too. But we'll get there. Practice mode. What is practice mode? Practice mode is where you practice, right? It's where you take everything that you got your ass whooped with, and you take it to the lab. You figure out what makes it tick, right? You figure out the counterplay, well, knowing Season 2, if there is any. Right? You figure out the counterplay and you try not to get hit with it again. Right? What is practice mode in this analogy that I'm making up off the top of my head, off the dome that I made up last night? Practice mode is homework. Duh, nigga. Bro, most y'all are probably thinking that. Of course, that's why I don't like doing it. And yes, I get it. I get it. As someone that also hates practicing, that hates doing their homework, that hates practice mode, I understand. I understand that homework sucks, that studying sucks, but as you're going to see as this analogy continues, you're going to see just how necessary that is, right? If you've been to school at all, not even college, and if you've been to school at all, you'll understand where I'm going with this. I'm going to take the long way so I can continue this analogy. So yeah, practice mode is your homework. It's like when your teacher gives you the lecture and all that shit, and you just take it and you apply it, right? You try to apply it, you see what makes it tick, you take apart the equations, the problems, and you figure out how to solve this problem. So once it appears later on, boom, I can solve that shit. That was not a snap at all, that shit sucked. Boom, I can solve that shit as soon as I see it. Boom. I need this equation, fucking applied annuity equation, boom, I got that shit. this equation, boom, I got that shit. This word problem, I know what it's trying to ask. Boom, you're not gonna get me. Fuck you. I know the problem. So, you got that, right? You got your homework. So what's next, right? What else is there? There's quick match. What most of y'all try to be using ranked for. The place where you can infinite rematch, where you can play with the homies, where you can run your first to tens, run your death matches. Hurry the fuck up, speed up so I can get over. Please and thank you, you fellow Honda driver. All right. So yeah, you got quick sets, you got quick match, you got sets with the homies, you got your casual sets that you do before you go 0-2 in pools. What is that in this analogy? That is your quizzes, right? After you've been to the lab, after you've practiced, after you've watched the replays, after you replayed the lecture and all that shit, after you dissected what you needed to do, what do? What's usually what happens in class after that? You take quizzes. You take the little pop quizzes, you take normal quizzes. What the fuck are you doing? Oh my God, nobody in Texas can drive. You're actually the worst. Eat a fucking dick. Fuck that guy. Holy shit, I hate driving. Anyway. You got quizzes. Quizzes is where you take your applied knowledge and you put that shit into practice. You simulate a test environment, but it's only worth like 5% of your fucking grade, right? So you can usually take those or leave those. But, excuse me, it's still important. If you're serious about learning, it's still important. If you're serious about learning the subject, it's still important. If you're serious about getting better at Tekken, you would play sets with the homies. And that's good. Sets with the homies are fun. Quizzes are cool. They're no pressure, man. They're cool. But we still have 2 more levels to go in this analogy. 2 more levels. What's the 2 levels? Level number 3. The exam. What's the exam? What is the exam in this analogy? The exam is ranked. Ranked is your unit exam. Ranked is those once a month, once every 6 weeks little tests you take that test you on everything that you've learned in the past 6 weeks. Everything that you've been labbing in the past whenever the fuck. Everything that you've been running back with the homies in the past whenever the fuck. Everything that you've been doing low pressure, no stakes ass quick matches, $5 money matches, everything that you've learned in there, you take that into ranked. Now the idea behind all this is that if you've done the homework assignments, if you've done the practicing, if you've done the quizzes, you should be able to get an A on this fucking exam. You should be able to fuck this exam up, dude. No lower than an 85 if you've been doing the homework. No lower than a 90 if you've been getting hundreds on the quizzes. That's ranked. Ranked is not supposed to be death matches. That's your quizzes. The problem is y'all think ranked is quizzes. Ranked is not quizzes. Ranked are not quizzes. Ranked is your exams. It's a high pressure environment that's meant to simulate the last level in this analogy. I'm so sorry for the glare. I'm sorry. Y'all might have to deal with it because I don't think there's shit I can do about it. The sun is behind me and I'm very sorry. Boom, let's do this. Ooh, that's not any better. That's a little bit better. Yeah. Ranked is meant to simulate a high pressure environment and the last level that we're going to get to, which is tournaments. Your final. The final exam. I know I didn't elaborate too much, but I hope you guys get the idea about what ranked is supposed to be. Ranked is meant to simulate a tournament environment. We put stakes on the line, which is our rank points. We apply the pressure. And best of all, most important of all, we face the most gormless, all I want to do is win ass motherfuckers in existence. The people that make you rage and call everybody but anything but a child of God. Those are the kind of people you're going to be facing in a tournament. Johnny Donuts in pools that is gatekeeping your stupid ass, that's causing you to go 0-2. I'm sorry, I'm going to be a little bit mean. But is gatekeeping your ass causing you to go 0-2? Let me the fuck in so I can get over, so I can go home. Dickhead, thank you. That's tournaments. Tournaments is meant to simulate a competitive No, ranked meant to simulate a competitive environment. Tournaments is the real thing. That's your finals. That's everything you've learned throughout the whole year, everything you've been living, everything you've been practicing, all the exams you've been taking. And the things about finals, the wacky thing about finals, is that finals can hit you with some shit that you've never seen before. You can be as prepared as you want to be, but sometimes the final is not fucking fair. Sometimes the bracket that you get is fucked. Sometimes you're facing knee in round 1. Sometimes you're that unlucky seeder that hasn't been practicing and you're facing the one character that you haven't been labbing. It happens like that, dude. It is what it is. But that is why we play ranked. That is why we that is why we play ranked. That is why we play with the homies. We do quick matches. That is why we practice, so that when tournaments happen, if we are confident enough to enter tournaments, where I think everyone should, if you play ranked, I think you have a little bit of a competitive bone in your body, enough to where entering a tournament should be a piece of cake, kinda. Tournaments are hard, nerves are real. But if you can enter ranked and you can do well, you can do it. I believe you can. It's the next step. Go ahead and do it. Stop being a pussy. Unless you have social anxiety. In that case, go with some friends and have some fun. And don't take it too serious, because most of you are going to go 0-2 anyway. But there's only one way to not go 0-2, and that's called practicing. But yeah, that is what tournaments are meant to be, and that is what ranked is meant to be, and that is why ranked should not be infinite rematch, because there is no infinite rematch in tournaments. And I know what some people are going to say. Well, I'm not here to sweat. I just want to have fun. Nigga, do you take exams to have fun? For some people, yes, I understand. The competition is the fun. But the competition is still meant to be just that, the competition. You're there to compete. You're in ranked to test your skills. Because guess what? There's a lot of people in there that are taking it seriously. So, that is why ranked should not ever be infinite rematch. That's what quick match is for. If you think otherwise, argue with your mama. Get good. And if you're losing to God of Destructions in Fujin, guess what, nigga? Fujin is the new Tekken King. As a person that was Tekken King, guess who I kept facing, motherfucker? Niggas playing their secondaries. So if you can't beat people playing their secondaries, you got to get good, bro. Get in the lab, start practicing. Yeah, so that's all I really had to say. This video was a little mean. I'm probably gonna make more of them because I enjoy ranting and I enjoy making these kind of videos. But if you guys like these videos, just go ahead and hit that like button. I know the quality's a little shit because this camera sucks, but I hope you guys got something out of it. If you agree, great. If you don't, argue with your mama. Argue in the comments. Argue. I don't give a fuck. Do it. I want to hear y'all's perspective. It's probably wrong, but I want to hear it anyway, so we can argue, and it's gonna be fun. But I hope you guys have a good day. Hope you have a good Sunday, and I'll talk to y'all later. Deuces.